Rice was grown on huge plantations, and it required a large number of workers to produce. As a result, thousands of African slaves were brought in, so that by 1699, there were 4 black slaves for every white person in the colony. Slavery on this scale resulted in the creation of a powerful upper class made up of extremely wealthy planters, many of whom lived in and around Charleston. This mansion, called Drayton Hall, is a good example of a wealthy South Carolina planter's house. It stands on the banks of a river and once overlooked the plantation's huge rice fields. Planters who lived in enormous houses like this one liked to show off their wealth in other ways, too. In fact, visitors to a plantation house usually had to pass down a long drive along which stood row after row of slave cabins that were intentionally placed there so the visitors would be impressed with how many expensive slaves the owner possessed. Those seen here at Boone Hall Plantation are only a third of the 27 cabins that once stood here. These cabins were for the use of household and skilled craftsman slaves alone. Cabins of the much more lowly field slaves stood further away from the house.